geeks, gamers, sweaties that still live at home in their mum's basements. I've got pickups, I've got a video game, and I went and saw Venom. We've got a lot to discuss. Sit down, strap in. You're watching Stooge Club. I am your host, the Stooge. So let's start off with a spoiler-free Venom review. I'll do a bit more of a spoiler one at the end, so when I start talking about it again, if you don't want any spoilers, stop watching. There won't be too many, of course. I'm not going to give away too many plot points and so forth. But in the non-spoiler version, this movie is about 1,000,000 times better than it has any right to be, with some nods to some classic Spider-Man history at the very beginning, and some nods to other characters that we've seen here and there. The cast was fantastic, with Tom Hardy playing Eddie Brock and Venom. Michelle Williams was excellent playing Anne, but why the wigs? The last couple of movies she's been in, really bad wigs. Stop wearing wigs. Jenny Slate, who's a comedian, had a great dramatic turn in this, as well as Riz Ahmed, who's another comedian who really had a fantastic dramatic turn in it. A bunch of other really talented actors, including Woody Harrelson in the after credits scene, and that's my cat running around if you hear that noise. Really, really good movie. I encourage you to go see it. And this isn't just coming from a comic book fan, a fan of the character, and somebody who's loved Venom since the early 90s. This is coming from somebody who's a film fan and just telling you it's a really good movie that's well put together, well shot. The only sort of downside that I'll add is there is a CGI symbiote on symbiote fight that, look, that's never going to look fantastic, but they did as well as they could, and they kept it short, which is fantastic. It didn't drag on and on and on, so you couldn't tell what was going on. It was just really quick, and it added to the story. So all in all, I think they did a really good job of a non-Spider-Man Venom, which, how bizarre is just even saying that. Okay, anyway, moving on. We have pickups, and later on in the episode, we will talk about Venom some more. You just saw my cat run off down there somewhere. All right, so firstly, for the knockout, she collects Eeyores. You've probably seen a bunch of them. There is my cat's being crazy. Here is another Eeyore. It's a real derpy-looking Eeyore. She is going to love it. You can see more Eeyore in the background there. So, Eeyore. What are you doing, Princess? That's Princess. Princess. No, not your asshole, Princess. Your face. That's Buddy. That's Princess. No, she's not going to look at us. All right. So that was for the knockout Fiona. Had to pick it up. She loves Eeyore. For me, Mega Man 11. Oh, when they announced this, I was so happy. I have been playing Mega Man since Mega Man 2. I'm an old guy. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm closer to 40 than most of you are. In fact, I'm only a couple of years away from it. Mega Man 2, I loved so much. It took me years to finish that game as a kid. But since then, I've played all the Mega Man games. I love them so much. And we got a new one. See, it's sealed. I just picked it up. I'm going to be playing it after this episode. I went to the charity shop. I go to charity shops all the time. But I went to a particular one, and they'd literally just put out a tub of toys. So I had a quick look. There was one broken toy in it. I took that out, and I took the tub to the counter and said, I'll take them all, thanks. So firstly, just a couple of little things. Little Ninja Turtles fan. And it works. So that's pretty cool. It's a fan, like a face fan. This is Power Rangers SPD, yeah? It's one of the Power Ranger shows. And it does stuff. So that was just in the lot, so I went, whatever, we'll just take it since it's part of the lot. Whoops, no, spins the other way. Alright, these were cool. R2-D2 Pez dispenser, like official Pez, not knockoff. Pretty good condition. Captain America Pez dispenser. Pretty good condition. That's an Iron Spider. Had to have him. He's not the most articulate toy, but very, very cool. Iron Spider toy. I'm thinking it's probably from the cartoon, and there was his hand waxed down, so there's probably a gimmick there at some point, but Iron Spider. Now the bulk of the pickup. I have a slight idea of where some of these come from, I think. And then some of them are from other bits and pieces. They're all from the same sort of thing, right? So I've already got this guy, so I'll check which one's in better condition. This is a character from Power Rangers SPD. I don't know the characters. I just like the design of the toys. I think they look really cool. This is another one, the Red Ranger. I know that's the Red Ranger. Blue Ranger. But one of his arms is black. Is it supposed to be like that? Blue Ranger. Oh yeah, the Red Ranger's got an arm like that as well. Pink Ranger. And they make noises and stuff, which is pretty cool. Another Red Ranger. Blue Ranger. Yellow Ranger. And then now I don't know if these are also SPD or different Power Rangers series, but another different Red Ranger. And I'm going to assume, like, we're going to go on a limb here, folks, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to be right. This is one of the bad guys. Black color in, and he's like really tall. So, oh, and lastly, this Blue Ranger. Is that Dino Thunder? I think that's Dino Thunder. Alright, so we got all of those dudes. So all of the actual figures were £1 each. The Pez were 50p each. Got to be happy with that. Oh, and the fan was £1, but come on. It's a working Ninja Turtles fan. Finally, I got some books. So these were 2 for £1. When did ignorance become a point of view? Dilbert? Dilbert's always a classic. The Bruins. This is a Scottish comic. And it's a little collection. I'll check that out. Beano 2017. I don't know if I've got that one or not. But this I know I definitely don't have, and this is amazing. This is so cool. Comic-Con, Episode 4, A Fan's Hope. So there was a documentary made about Comic-Con called that. And in it, we have forwards by Stan Lee, Josh Whedon, Harry Knowles. Like, that's just awesome. It's by Morgan Spurlock, who did the documentary, obviously. And hold on, we'll do it this way. There is just all these amazing images of cosplay. There's some stuff on Kevin Smith. Come on, it's Kevin Smith. There's the Daredevil announcement. Kids meeting Superman. Like, this is just an unreal book. I'm a stan. So, that's some awesome Psylocke cosplay there as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that. So that was it for the pickups. We're going into the spoiler portion of our Venom review. If you don't want anything spoiled, now is the time to leave. It's only going to go for a minute or so. I'm not going to give away too many plot points or anything like that. So, what did I think of the movie? It was so good. The fact that they had to change the origin due to the no Spider-Man thing, but taking another part of classic Spider-Man history and implementing that as the origin, which kind of fits and makes sense. And I was like, that's just really cool. So instead of it being the Secret Wars, Spider-Man brings the suit back after the Secret Wars by accident and then has to get it off and unleashes Venom. It's John Jameson's space flight that brings the symbiotes back. Now, if you're into comic books as much as I am, you know that John Jameson is J. Jonah Jameson's son, who is an astronaut, who did take a space flight, and something did come back. But it wasn't the symbiote. He was werewolf by night. He brought back the werewolf curse. And changing that to actually be Venom's origin instead, like he brings his symbiotes back. I thought that was a really, really cool nod to people like myself who know Spider-Man's history so well and have been reading comic books since before most of the people listening to this were even born. It was really well done. Tom Hardy was fantastic in it. The trailer is so bad. It's so bad. Like, the trailer is horrible. Okay. His relationship with the symbiote develops over time and changes. There is one thing where they sort of turn from being bad Venom to good-ish anti-hero Venom. And he goes, why? Why are you doing this? And the suit just goes, you changed my mind. But it never really explains why. And I would have liked if they'd gone into it a little bit more, because it's clearly his relationship with Anne and the fact that he loves and feels and all the rest of it that changes the symbiote's mind and makes it want to be better and be part of this world and be part of him. It's really good. Sorry about that. I thought Michelle Williams was so good in this. She's a fantastic actress, and we know that because she's won Academy Awards for Brokeback Mountain and all the rest of it. She's a brilliant, amazing actress. The only thing is, why does she wear such bad wigs? They are so horrible. Those wigs are terrible. I'd rather you just use your normal short hair. It looks so much better. The after credit scene with Woody Harrelson playing Cletus Cassidy, teasing the next film, and again, if you know anything about this, it's just so cool. He was so good. And, just finishing on, when I get out of here, there's going to be carnage. And that little sick smile that he did, it's fantastic. The two people that I thought were the best in the film would be Jenny Slate and Riz Ahmed. These are comedians, stand-up comics, who have gone into a comic book film with only sort of comedy behind them. I think Jenny Slate's maybe done one or two dramatic parts in her past, and I'm not sure about Riz Ahmed. I only know him as a comedian. They were fantastic. They were both really, really good. But again, the linchpin of this movie is Tom Hardy and his relationship with the symbiote. His acting around nothing is so good. I can't even imagine the process he had to go through to talk to himself to deliver this dialogue, knowing what was going to be delivered in post, and have to deliver these lines with such gravitas. It was really good. And going from the scared guy who doesn't know what's happening to him and what's going on to, okay, we've got to do something about this. There's actually a logical arc to it and a story that makes sense. And it ties into Eddie Brock's past of being a journalist. And it was really, really well done. The fact that they mentioned the incident in New York, the Sin Eater incident, that was so cool. Like, they never say Sin Eater, but they mention the incident. That's what got Eddie Brock disgraced and chased out of New York. Now, if you're into the comics and so forth, that's at that point where that's where the sort of the story deviates from, because that's where he would have met the symbiote in the church, where he was praying to God because he was going to kill himself, and because everything's fallen apart and his wife's left him and he's been disgraced and he's lost his career. And at the same time, Peter just happens to be in the bell tower using the Sonics to get the symbiote off him. And, so that's where the story deviates from. And now we've got a whole new thing. It's really good. It's really, really good. And I do encourage you, even if you're just a film fan, to go see it. Now, is it a PG-13 film? Maybe by rating. But damn it, it is not a PG-13 film. Venom eats 2 people's heads, or possibly 3 people's heads, bites them clean off in this film. And one of them, you see the body just slump without a head. There is some violence and brutality in this film. I don't think this is suited to kids. This isn't an MCU film. There are more graphic and more horror orientated themes in this movie. But in saying that, I think for a young adult, a teenager, anyone that's a fan of comic books, or anyone that just wants an adult that wants a darker take on a anti-hero, will really enjoy this film. As you can see, even in my spoilers, I haven't given away too much because I want you to go in there and enjoy the movie for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, as usual. I've been your host, the Stooge, and for everyone that hung around until the end, let me know what you think of Venom when you see it, or if you've already seen it, in the comments below. Let me know what you think of my Power Rangers and Spidey and Pez dispenser pickups. Have you played Mega Man 11 yet? I will probably be streaming a little bit of it later tonight on this channel. Check that out as well. That video will be there later if you want to watch it at another time too. Let me know what you think of Mega Man 11. Finally, adventure, excitement. Stooge craves not these things. Welcome to the Stooge Revolution!